Okay, you guys, I am super, super excited to be doing this right now. I'm super excited to just be able to have the chance to do this. I have been a big fan of Jacquie since, like, I want to say when she was a diamond. I think we became friends on Facebook and I started watching her, and like all of a sudden she was like, now she's a double. And then all of a sudden, like, oh my gosh, now she's a triple. And like, wait a minute, now she's at like the Pentecost's ranch. And like, oh wait, she's also the #8 income earner in Canada. And I'm like, I literally, we've talked several times through Messenger, and, we've collabed on like a Facebook Live and stuff. And I was like, I need to talk to you. Like, I need to pick your brain. I have some good questions, and I'm not talking like, how do I post on Instagram? Like, no, like I have some like, I want to know the answers type questions. So I am about to unmute you, and I kind of first, I want you to introduce yourself. For those of you guys that are on here that do not know me, sorry, my name's Allie. I'm a double diamond, and now I'm gonna let Jacquie kind of tell her story, her name, her age, when she started, where she was before it works to now. All of these, it's just an insane success story. So let me find.
Oh, there we go.
Oh,
how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. I just have to say, you look so amazing. What are you using? Are you on coffee? Like, what are you doing?
Well, it's the coffee, but it's also the collagen and greens at around like 2 p.m. every day. So good. Mix them together.
Oh, that's a good idea. I never thought about that. Well, you look amazing. You look amazing.
Thanks, girl.
Okay, so hi guys. You want me to tell my story?
Yeah.
That's what we're starting with, right? Okay. So hello, you guys. My name is Jacquie Deering, and I'm a triple diamond from Canada. And just like Allie said, we connected a while ago, and the feeling is mutual. I am obsessed with Allie, and I was like, I'm gonna be her friend. So here we are. And yeah, I'm excited to do this with you guys. So a little bit about me. I started this business 16 months ago, 17 months ago now. Maybe 18, somewhere under 2 years ago. And I was somebody that was skeptical for a really long time. I had worked at a corporate job for 8 years, and that's kind of what I thought I was going to do forever. Anytime that somebody came to talk to me about one of these businesses, I was like, no, nothing. I want nothing to do with it at all. I was so closed-minded. And I say that because I was someone that said no for so long, but because of somebody else's consistency with this business, when my situation changed, I wasn't thinking about who I needed to go to, because I had watched this girl for 3 years be consistent regardless of my response to her. She still worked her business. And so when my situation changed, I was going to her. So, my partner was working at the railway. He was gone over 300 hours a month. I was working 40 hours a week at a corporate job and serving at nights, and it worked well before we had kids because he was always gone. I had moved to a new town. It was allowing me to get out and be social, but it was crazy to me to think that, Mike was in the top 5% of income earners in Canada, like, what he made for his job. I was working at a good paying job and picking up serving shifts, and we still were so in the hole. Like, we had just bought a new house. We were house broke. Our tire would pop and it would set us back. Like we could never get ahead. We had credit card debt where at one point we were paying $800 a month just in the interest, not even on the principal. Like, you name the kind of debt you can accumulate, I have done it. We had a lot of debt, and I toured with the idea back and forth, and I finally just could not stand watching this person anymore. I could not stand watching her post about, the things that she would buy. She would buy groceries with her business. She wasn't talking about the big money, and I feel like sometimes we feel like we can't talk about the big money because we're not going to get results if we're not talking about big money. It wasn't like that for me. For me, it was showing that this business could put gas in our car. This business could put groceries on her table. This business could afford her to take her, a shift away from work or whatever to be with her family because she didn't need the income because she had this business. And so finally I was like, you know what, I'm just going to jump in and I'm just going to try this business. I started with a really small network. My friends and family made it very clear to not talk to them about this business, to not do anything, like, just don't talk about it. Like, they just were not supportive. And so what I love about this business, you guys, is we have the opportunity to reach everybody in the world. So a lot of people get started, and I don't know if there's a lot of, any new people on here tonight, but when I first got started, I felt discouraged, and I hate that word, but I felt discouraged that I didn't have the support of my friends and family, and I felt I wasn't going to be able to be successful if I didn't. So when I switched my mind and realized, like, listen, I have a phone in my hand with Facebook and Instagram on it, and there's 7 billion people out there that also use those two networks. Like, why are we not using this to make an income? So I did what most people, I feel, will not do. And it's something that is so simple. And if you're truly committed to working this business, you will get on there and you will do it. You will go to Jade Hooper's YouTube channel and watch every single one of her videos. And I know that's your guys' upline. So I'm telling you, like, people ask how I got double diamond in 4 months. Jade Hooper, 100%. She thinks I'm super weird, but I don't care, because you know what I mean. She's like, it is what it is. And so that was kind of the journey. After 4 months, we were able to replace my full-time job. So I was able to come home. We earned $40,000 in bonuses in 4 months. We stayed at, double for a bit. And then just a couple months ago, we went triple. And, this business has changed everything for us. I've been able to bring Mike home from the railway for a full year to take the full maternity leave. So it works as the only income our household has. It's allowed us to, pay off $50,000 in debt this year, $10,000 line of credit, have a savings account. Like, it's changed everything for us. And it's crazy because we're just getting started. Like, we are just about to launch off. And so I feel like everybody on the Zoom, you guys need to know that at the beginning of your business, you may not feel like you have this vision. Like, it's hard at the beginning. It's a new thing. But what you guys need to know is the timing, the products, the company is right. You guys have the full equation.
Oh, that was so good. I love what you said about, like, coming in and not having a warm market. And because that was literally me. And so looking back, I think it almost gave me an advantage because I didn't have, like, my mom to call up and be like, well, I mean, like, my mom, yes, but, like, that extended family, that girl that sat behind me that I was, like, kind of friends with on the field hockey team, like, those people have wanted nothing to do with supporting me. And so that was like, I was like, all right, well, guess I need to find some people to support me, and, like, just went to Instagram, and I was blown away at how supportive random strangers that followed me on Instagram were compared to, like, the girl that's known me for 15 years. Like, can help me out with, like, one order of greens. Like, cool. So, no, I think that's true because some people do come into this business and have a warm market. Like, but some people don't have a warm market, and that doesn't mean that it's like a setback. It just means that you have to kind of use your brain a little bit more and figure out, okay, what's the fastest way to connect with people, to get them, to trust me, to build a relationship with them. So that was,
I say to my team, like, people that come in and they say, I don't know anybody that wants to do this. Nobody, like, I can't sign anybody because I don't know anybody. I just say straight up, if you started this business today and you enrolled and sold to every person that you knew in the whole world right now, everyone that you were close with, all your Facebook friends, you sold each one, you sold 1,000 of them greens, you're still not going to have a flourishing business. Like, those people are still going to run out. That's not where we're making the residual. This is how I look at it. There's 7 billion people out there. Either you are going to find them now, or the 75 million people who are going to start a network marketing business in the next 5 years, according to Forbes magazine, are going to find them. So are you going to be behind the curve or in front of it?
No, preach. Like, I don't even like that. It's literally, I was going to mention, like, oh yeah, those 75 million people. Like, I think every single day, I'm like, thank you, God. Like, thank you for putting this in my life now and not 20 years from now. Because, like, I just feel like right now is that time. And I always talk to Matt about, like, how network marketing people, like, have this bad taste in their mouth because they're like, well, now it's blown up and everybody's selling something on Facebook. And, like, I get where people may feel like, social media may be saturated with people trying to sell stuff. But to me, that's just us in the industry normalizing what we do so that people aren't so skeptical. So that way that there are more success stories. You know what I mean? Like, I look at it positive.
There's 100 grocery stores trying to sell you spaghetti sauce. Like, who's complaining? You know what I mean? You guys think about it this way. Too many people overcomplicate this business. Think about, sorry, now I'm going to get all technical and weird. Just like comparison. Some people like, you know, I know when I used to hear people say pyramid scheme and I didn't know what a pyramid scheme was. And I was like, is this a pyramid scheme? Like, what is a pyramid scheme? You know, when you hear that when you're new and it freaks you out. Network marketing is the best form of business. Think about a big corporation like Walmart, okay? Think about all the money that they've got to put up for storefronts, advertising, marketing, Karen at the front that just twiddles her thumb. They got to pay her salary, right? Like there's so many things. There's such a big budget that goes into actually having a physical business. So now let's compare Walmart, you know, billion-dollar brand, to It Works Global, billion-dollar brand. The only thing difference is It Works Global chooses to not have storefronts. They don't want to pay for Sally and Karen that are twiddling their thumbs to ring through their products. They're not going to pay for advertising. They take out that budget. That's where they can pay us the commissions as being their marketers, being their advertisers, being their storefronts. But you don't have to carry inventory. Like network marketing is a smart business model and it will be the way of the future. If you look around you, Toys R Us, shutting down. Stores like Blockbuster, you guys from Canada, gone, right? So it's like, this is it. This is where it's going. Whether you or anybody else around you understand it or not, I'm like, you better start understanding it because this is the way we are going.
Yeah. No, I mean, at the end of the day, like I just have this like heavy, like just feeling of security in knowing that as long as I continue to work my business and love this company and love my life and, you know, love my products, like just thinking about like 10 years from now, you know, like to think like the people in Mary Kay, for example, that are still making all this money. And I don't know anyone that buys Mary Kay. Like I just find it so like comfortable in knowing that like I'm here. I already know how to, you know, like look at a Ruby chart. Like I'm a lot better off than the girl that, you know, joined yesterday and like not that you get what I'm saying is that like I'm glad that I'm here now with the company that is like Mark's goal isn't to beat other companies. Mark's like, I'm trying to beat Amazon. And like, I know that like when our CEO is trying to like compare himself with Amazon, like I know we're in a good place right now. So,
yeah.
Okay. Let me jump into these questions because I think that they're really good. I think they're good for, you know, depending on if you're brand new or maybe you're working on going double or triple yourself. I'm excited. So how long did it take you to go Ruby and Emerald?
So I went Ruby my second month, and then I was Emerald for like 24 hours, and I went right to Diamond. Yeah.
Really? Oh my gosh. Yeah, you went fast. You went really fast. Okay, so with being like Ruby and Emerald, because I know that like this is something that I hear from, you know, new people that join my team, and I know that, you know, it's been said that like distributors are harder to get at first. And like for me, I've always enrolled more distributors than I did loyal customers. Like I didn't struggle with that in the beginning. So I want to know, you know, for your first Ruby chart, Emerald chart, how did you connect with those distributors that you signed when your paycheck may have only been, you know, $100, whatever it was? Like, how did you connect with people about this business when you didn't have this title and this success story and this, you know, credibility? Does that make sense?
Totally. It does make sense. And I'm telling you, all my answers are going to sound so the same because they're just true. Like it makes me sound legit crazy, but like you guys are asking, like, this is it. How I was confident in talking to these new distributors when I had just started and I wasn't confident. You don't just walk into this having that, right? But you can pick it up. You can learn it from people. So you guys, what I did, I heard Ruby's made $500 a month. I had no idea what that was. I focused on the things that I needed to get there. So first thing I did, I went to YouTube. What is a Ruby chart? Like I don't have an upline, right? So I didn't like, this is my personal thing. Like I went to Ruby. What is a Ruby chart? I got it down on YouTube. I learned it. And then I broke it down. What do I need for me to get there? I need customers. I need distributors. That's what I need. So how am I going to find customers and distributors? Because newsflash, plot twist, all those things, they're not just going to come to you. They won't. And a lot of people think that because they've started a business, you've started an online business, like this, sorry, you guys, I'm really red personality. So when I say these things, it's meant with love. It's not trying to sound harsh, but nothing is owed to you. Nothing is owed to you. Like I knew other people that were doing it works. I felt better going with the lady because I didn't owe it to anybody except I needed to know that she was going to be there like for me. So you need to, as you grow your Ruby chart, know like, you know, kind of what's going to bring you to your next level, whether that's executive, Ruby, Emerald, Diamond, and above. You need to, it's like fake it till you make it pretty much. You know, I would find my Ruby chart. I was like, okay, I need customers, I need distributors. So now I'm watching videos on how to sign distributors all day, you guys, all day. Like I'm cooking dinner, I'm not watching TV, music. I'm listening to how to sign distributors. The tools for these things are not just going to fall on your lap. The key to doing anything in this business, whether it's signing customers, signing distributors, completing Ruby chart, going ambassador diamond, like you have to be intentional and resourceful for yourself. Do not wait for people to do it. So for me, I mean, I could have sat there and been like, well, I'm waiting for someone to tell me how to be a Ruby and how to talk to these distributors. Nobody's there, right? So I'm looking up leadership videos when I had nobody on my team. You know what I mean? Like, you know how they say in order for you to be a diamond, you don't start working when you hit diamond, right? You gotta work like a diamond for that first month. When you're making 11 cents an hour, you gotta have that diamond hustle to get to diamond. Same with leadership. Same with those 5 people on your chart. I don't just know how to be a leader. You don't come into this knowing how to be a leader. You join for selfish reasons, right? But you gotta be intentional. So when I knew that I needed 5 people, what I was doing was, okay, how do I find people? How do I talk to them? How do I post for them? And how am I going to treat them before they even show up on my chart? You guys, I'm telling you, all of you on this Zoom right now, a lot of people probably think I'm like super lazy because this is legit how I train my team. Like I will give them resources, but legit, any one of you on this team, we're on this page right now, you have the exact same resource Ali had, I had, Stephanie Dunn had, like anybody. You've just got to get it. None of this, oh, I almost swore, sorry. I'm like, I'm not going to swear on a Zoom anymore.
You're good. You're good.
All of this stuff, you know, it's not just going to come to you. Nobody owes you anything. You want it, you got to go get it. You just got to go get it. And it's easy. You know, it's easy to go get it. It's easy to find it. It's just people are lazy.
Yeah.
I'm lazy. Stop being lazy. Go get that information. And that's, sorry, did that answer your question?
No, it did. And I think that like at the end of the day, I remember, you know, I always like look back at like when I started this business, I didn't just like dip my toe in the water. I was like, all right, this has to work. And it was funny because I was talking to someone today that like, you know, as much as I was driven of like wanting an extra $500, like, yeah, like the first time that I stepped out and I told some people on my Facebook, whether it was, you know, 500 people at the time, that I was starting an online business, I will be darned if I was then 2 weeks later going to be like, oh, just kidding. Like, just kidding. Like, no, like, when I say I'm doing something, I am not a liar and I am not a quitter. 2 things that I am not. And like, I think that is when you are in that mentality, like you said, you didn't have an upline. And I always like joke around, but I say like if my dogs had opposable thumbs, like in my team page, like they would have everything they need to become millionaires. But like, it's true. Us as leaders, we give our team the resources that, you know, maybe we didn't have it. And so like as leaders now, we're like, okay, we want this to be easier for our teams. But no, in there, nowhere does it say, you know, like I need to literally write every post for you and like all this stuff. And so I think that it did really answer my question, because it's not about like, it's 5 people. You're telling me right now you can't find 5 people on your timeline that need extra money? Like, I can't even take someone, you know what I mean? Like, I know out of 100 people, there's at least 5 of them that could use an extra $500 a month. And if they say they can't, they're lying to you. So like, how bad do you want to have those conversations? How bad do you want them to join your team? And that kind of, then that transfers into the conversation. Then they feel that. And like, you know, the first couple of people that joined my team, I have no clue what I was doing, but I told them, listen, I'm about to go Ruby and make $500 in the backyard with my dog. Like, are you coming? Like, do you want to do this with me? Like, yeah. I didn't question if I was going to be a good leader. Like, I already knew I didn't know what I was doing, but like I had YouTube and like an upline and a team page, and like, that's all.
When do you ever know what you're doing? Like, no, like when do you know, like if you're gonna have a baby, you don't know what you're doing. You're gonna get a dog, you don't know nobody, like, no, does anybody ever know what they're doing? Because is it just me? Like, I just like blacked out, and now here we are. Like, you just gotta do. There's just no secret to success. It's like, I feel like some people, like, and I used to do the same thing. I used to come on these. I used to actually. Funny story. Never mind. I won't even go there. I used to hack onto people's Zoom rooms and. and just lurk in the background.
Yep.
And I was sitting there waiting for some millionaire to tell me the secret word. I'm like, just tell me the wording and I'll just go. And sure enough, there's nothing. There's no secret sauce. It's literally get to work. You have to have the mindset. You're going to have obstacles. Okay, great. That is life, with or without this business. Get over them, move on, and make a wicked income from your phone.
Duh. What, like it's hard? Isn't that, what is that from Legally Blonde? What, like it's not? Okay. All right. So then, all right. So you have, you've got 5 teammates. You're super excited. You're learning. You're starting to enroll more loyal customers. So you tell me right now, Jacquie, because literally, like when I say I like follow your Facebook and like every day your team is killing it. Okay. Like shout out to your team if they're on here, because they're absolutely like blowing it out of the water. And so I want to know, because times are changing, what right now in this moment is working for you and your team as far as loyal customers go? Like how are you teaching your team how to get their first 4 loyal customers?
All right. So duplication, I think, is very important in an industry like this. So can I screen share with you?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna show you guys. Oh, host disabled. It's
let me.
Okay, I'll talk. We figured that out. So for us, I figure that in order to duplicate success throughout your organization, you need to have a system in place. And so for us, what that's been looking like for Facebook is host to post. Absolutely, host to post. You guys, if you are not doing host to post every single day, you've got to. Like if you're not getting results, you're just not doing it right. If you're not getting results, you're not doing it enough. I'm going to show you guys what we do as a team. So we print off our Facebook list, okay? So, and you can do this right through Facebook. So you just literally go like to your settings, account settings, and then it'll say download a copy of your Facebook data, unclick everything, just click friends, and it's going to go right to your Facebook. Okay, so there's no weird, funny stuff that you have to do. It literally is right through Facebook. Now, what we have is pages of people on the list. You guys, I go through every single person on here and I just cross them off. And I take this with me everywhere. I'm going to the doctor. I'm like ripping out pages so I can message people as I go. My commitment to myself is I send out a minimum of 50 host to posts a day, minimum. And I want to get at least 5 to 10 up. So if you are not as a team doing host to post, that, in my opinion, is the first thing that you guys need to do. And you guys, and like make it easy, right? If you have an iPhone, use text replacement. So I'm going to show you, like, if you guys don't know what that is, I have a video on how to set it up and everything on my YouTube. It's like 5 minutes if you just search text replacement. But I'm just going to message Allie here in our conversation and show you what I mean, okay? So host to post. So I'm going to message her. See how I type, I don't know if you guys can see this. So I type, I don't know if you can see this. IGG. Oh, okay, so see, okay, so see how it says IGG there?
Yeah.
Okay, so when I press space, a whole message comes up. Do you guys see that? So what that allows me to do is I have a conversation from start to finish, from asking somebody if they would post a status to me, to the actual status, to what you reach out to people to say when they comment on the status, to seal the deal. Everything, okay? And so I have them signed up in my text replacement. So I will go out, I will take a page of 50 names, and I will send the first message to every single one. So in my first, like the shortcut is IGG. That's just what makes sense in my head. So all mine says, hi girl, can I ask you a question? I send it out to every single person. As people start responding, it's quick because it's text replacement. We sign, like our team is at over 400 enrollments this month so far from host to post.
Dang.
If you are not doing host to post, you need to do it. You guys, it's worth it. And I say to my team, some days I'll message 50 and 49 of them will tell me to F off. And I'm like, okay, this is so great. Other days I'm like, other days I'll sign 50 or I'll message 50 and I'll get, a bunch of leads and sales and, maybe 3 sales from one person who is now a potential distributor. The key to host to post is taking every no and opening a new door. Someone tells you they don't have money. Would you like to host a post or whatever you do your host to post for? We do cash. So I do like a $200 cash draw, and then it's live on our page. People get hyped about it. Yeah. Host to post is life. That would be my number 1 tip for sure.
Yeah. Okay. So I have 2 questions on that before we move on. One, Caitlin said, how many like host to post do you switch between? So like, is it different products? Or are you just like, nah, I've got one that works and I'm good?
Well, I switch them up regularly just for the algorithm, but I would say for me, the best one that works is coffee and cleanse for sure. Hair, skin, nails sometimes, but this is what I told my team. We're doing a 90-day push right now, and if you guys are really looking, like if you guys haven't been around for boom season, like what's about to come, what you guys need to know, I used to think that was the biggest. I remember I used to hear Tiffany Her talk about it. I'm like, she's just trying to get people to work, like stop. But really, come January, people that have been watching you now till December that may not be ready to buy or join your team because it's Christmas, they got stuff going on, they're coming to you when they want to make money, lose weight, feel better in January. So my strategy right now, because I don't know, do you remember how many cleanses we sold in January last year? Like it was unreal.
Like a lot, yeah.
So my strategy right now is every day I post about the cleanse. Every day I'm doing posts for the cleanse. And so as I'm growing my network and talking to people that aren't ready to buy the cleanse right now, which is where everyone gets so discouraged and they're like, oh, nobody's buying.
Right.
I'm like, bro, I got like 50 people that want the cleanse in January. Yeah. Like this is a business, you know? Like it's a business. And so that would be my number one tip. Pick a couple products, post about them, and host to post the same products. So as you're growing your network with people that are interested in whatever product, they're not watching you.
Hold on. I'm trying to fix it. Why? Oh. I was like, I can't do anything, but I had made you the host. Okay. Okay, so no, that totally makes sense. And I love everything that you're saying. Now, I'm going to be honest with what they're saying in the chat because I thought the same thing. So I'm hoping that you're going to be like, Ellie, no. I thought host to post were like had blown up to the point where Facebook was like, oh no, like we're not, because like I got my boyfriend's account to Diamond literally on host to post. And then I started doing them like after his promotion and I had like 2 people, like, I don't know. I just thought Facebook was restricting them. So if you're telling me right now that like you guys are just blowing it up with host to post and it's a figment of my imagination, that's what you're saying. You're like, Allie, no, you just need to message some more people.
Yeah, you need to message more people. And like I said, we're always switching it up. I mean, the second we feel we're sending ones out that don't get, I'm going to share, oh, sorry, am I able to share screen?
Oh yeah, hold on, I'll make you the host.
I kind of want to show you guys this, like kind of our system.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, yeah, first of all, okay, so if your host to post isn't working, you have to, look at all my tickets. I'm like,
need codes, please.
Codes, please send codes, please. Please, it's just anybody listen to me. Okay, all right. Okay, so what we're doing, so host to post, you guys. First of all, if it's, you gotta, for me, I find before when we were doing like the cleanses and like the ones with all the emojis and drop an emoji, any of those words that say leave a comment, deal, discount, take that out. You want to, like for me, my friend Jackie is looking for, 5 people that want to try a cleanse. This is what it does. You don't have to be local. Drop a heart. I'll just say like drop a and then put a heart, right? So it's not leave an emoji. I feel like things like that are allowing me to bypass the algorithm a little bit more.
Right.
But another one that we started doing that we're started trying to do is like the wording on an actual picture instead of text.
Smart.
So if it's on a picture, Facebook's not picking up on anything, right? Because it's like on a word swag. So we'll do like a do you use the app called Unfold?
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll just do unfolds. So at the top it'll be like the picture result, and then underneath in that black writing, who's looking to cleanse? My friend Jackie is, and then it bypasses the algorithm. And then another tip I want to show you guys that made a really big difference for me is, oh, I'm trying to go to my page. Okay, so when you have people post for you, how do you get to? Sorry, give me a sec here while I figure this out. How do you get to your
It's so funny when you do it like by second nature and then you like try to explain doing it. You're like, what? How did I do that?
Seriously, how did I do that?
Activity log?
No, I'm looking for, Normally it says like right here, it'll be like you have so many.
Oh, like tags, right?
Yeah, where the heck did these all go? Anyways, what I'll do, I don't know where they are, but what I do is after somebody posts it, I'll wait a couple, maybe an hour, and then I'll put a comment in there, a picture comment under the thing, under the status, so it bumps it back to the top. And if I have one that has, like a ton of comments, I'll just go the next day and be like, okay, I got one spot left. Who's ready? Like I just am always bumping comments to keep it back at the top.
Okay, and so my last question before we move on, and this is like actually a personal question, like for me. I know that like I've gotten to that point where I'm like almost at 5,000 Facebook friends, and I realized the other day that like I really should unfriend like half of them. So how do you, because I know that you like you rock your Facebook, like how do you, with doing host to post, obviously you're growing your market, but like I guess on average, how often are you like unfriending and then like sending different friend requests? Like how are you changing up the people that are seeing your stuff? Because I feel like my Facebook friends is just like stagnant. Like I'm like selling to like trying to sell to the same people and like.
Oh my gosh, do you know what you need to do?
No.
Oh my gosh, do you know what you need to do? You need to reset your algorithm.
What?
Oh my gosh, okay, I'm about to blow your guys' mind. I can't take credit for this. I wish I could. Okay, if anybody asks, I made this up. Like,
Okay.
but like me telling you guys, I totally copied this from someone. Okay, this is getting off topic. Are we okay to do this? This is
Yeah, no, go ahead. I'm like.
Okay, so Facebook algorithm, it groups things that it thinks you like, right? So it's gonna advertise and show Allie things that it thinks Allie wants to see. So you're probably seeing a lot of dog adoption,
Right.
dog stuff, living like whatever, right?
Right.
Facebook, like it's basically taking Allie, and Facebook is taking all these different things, being like, okay, Allie likes this is Allie, and it's branching you into this thing, right? So you're not seeing people that aren't like you, and they're not seeing you either. So you have the opportunity to go into Facebook and be like, oh no, that's not me. I don't like that stuff, and erase it all. And you will have a whole new timeline of people.
Shut up.
Yeah, I'm so serious. Okay. Everybody, pen and paper. This is like the best thing you can do. You guys are going to be mind blown. Okay. So you're going to go to your Facebook. You're going to go to settings and privacy. Okay. And then you're going to go to settings underneath it. And then you're going to scroll down, and you're going to go, it's going to say ads. Okay.
Yeah.
So ads underneath it. It says add preferences. Oh my gosh. Okay. So then you're going to go, you're going to see the screen right here.
Yeah.
You're going to click your information. Okay. And it's going to have all this stuff turned on. See, all those green things are turned on. So that's saying it's showing that I'm single. That would be fun, but I'm not. But it's saying, okay, you're single, so you want to see these type of ads. You work at this type of job, so you want to see this type of ads. You have this as your job title, so you only want to talk to these type of people. So you're going to turn those all to off. It doesn't mean it's not going to say that you're in a relationship.
Right,
it's just saying that Facebook can't use that as targets towards you. But this is where it's crazy, okay? This is where it's time consuming. You're going to go back to the previous page, okay? Under, it's going to say, oh my gosh, I get so, okay. Under your interests right here, it's kind of like right underneath those things.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is showing me all of my interests that Facebook think I have. So if you click your top interests, it'll say, okay, so under business and industry, I have 16. Education, I have 1. What? Facebook is calling me dumb. Wellness, 11. Food and drink, 39. This is rude. Hobbies and activity, 42. So what you do, like literally, I just go all these. So you click those 3 dots, remove interest, remove interest, remove interest, all the way down.
Like 3 o'clock.
When this is done, oh dude, you'll be doing this for like 2 days. I mean, if I had like 800. And so now I'm talking to people that I've never even talked to before. I'm getting interaction. Like I had a video with like 12,000 views the other day. Like I shared it some places, but it has changed the game.
My team's freaking out because they know how
I totally made this up.
With algorithms. What? Like, oh my gosh. Okay, so that like, Literally, that is a way to shake it up. And that way, yeah. Well, I started seeing here recently.
And so now what you do.
No, go ahead. Go.
No, go.
I started seeing recently on my timeline, all of a sudden, all of these ads about like, need help in your network marketing business? Pay me $10 billion and I'll teach you how to sign a customer. Like, and I'm like, why is all this literally like one after another? And good thing that like, I know I don't need to pay money for training because like, if that was on like a brand new person, like, I don't know, like maybe when I was new, I might've been like, what, maybe I should trust this. Like, no, you have a team page, you're good guys. But like,
yeah. And you know, is now you can be intentional. So I deleted mine, and you know what we were talking about the other day with what's coming out.
Right.
That's who I'm searching. Right. That's so I'm like, now I'm no longer Jacquie Network Marketing. I'm Jacquie of Product Pain, you know?
No, that's so good because it's so true. Like at the end of the day, I feel like people are like, oh, how do you get so many likes on your Facebook pictures? I'm like, they're all already on the team. A lot of my likes are from people that, you know, follow me for inspiration. I love that. Y'all don't stop liking my pictures, but like y'all are already also on the team. So, okay. All right, guys. Dang, I feel like we just ended now because I'm just like, I'm so mind blown. Okay. So moving on. That's how you guys are rocking it out with customers. You got your first couple of, you know, distributors. I mean, obviously you have a lot more, but just for the sake of these questions. So my next question for you is, you're like, all right, I'm a Ruby or I just went Emeralds. Like I'm ready for Diamond. Like I'm fired up. I want to go Diamond in the next, you know, let's say 30 days, 60 days, depending on, you know, what your chart looks like right now. How big of a role would you say momentum in you and in your team plays in getting to Diamond and above?
Okay, well, for one, the group goes at the pace of their leader. So if you are leading a team, whether that's one person, 5 people, 1,000 people, or nobody, and you're waiting for that team, you need to know that like attracts like. So if you're waiting for momentum to happen, be the momentum. If you're waiting for a runner, be the runner. You know, I did this when I went Diamond. It wasn't so like much Ruby, but when I went Diamond, I got into this like really weird like management mode where I was trying to just drag people with me, and it really slowed down my business and it hurt my business. And now I just like, for me to have momentum, I'm really open with people that are on my team. I'm very red personality and I let them know my intentions. I love the friendships from this business and all of that great stuff. But at the end of the day, this is a business and I treat it very seriously. So if I'm looking for someone that I want to partner with and like, you know, have that momentum with to help grow their team and my team, I just tell them how it is. I'm like, I'll run with you to the very top of this business, but the second I feel like I'm dragging you even this much, I'm just pulling somebody up underneath you. And my team knows I'm like that, you know, and I know like it's always build your own business. Absolutely. Like I've never had anything handed to me, but at the end of the day, if you are someone that likes to work with your team, I know who I know, like I got eyes on my team and I know who I will be coming around to when, you know, the time is right. And I want to be the hardest working person. I want to show them. So if you're waiting for someone, like nobody joins for a boss. They want to be inspired by you. So be the best enroller. Like be the person that's looking up on YouTube to find good tips to share with your team. Be the person, and the right people are going to follow. You know, the right people are going to jump on that momentum with you. But momentum cannot be forced. If you have to ride that momentum wave by yourself, do it, because there's 7 billion people out there and someone out there needs you. So the more time you're spending dragging and convincing and sulking because no one's there, like they're out there. Like you just got to go find them.
No, I think that it's so true. And I think that something that happened that like I didn't expect to happen, I don't know why, but like after I went, you know, Emerald, and especially after I went Diamond, it was almost like when I went Diamond, the people that thought I was a joke or thought I was, you know, going to lose my money, all those people that talk crap about me, like that's when they started being like, oh, she's like actually doing what like she said she was gonna do, and like it's actually paying her. And so at first, you know, when you are working on executive and Ruby, it may feel like you literally, you know, you have your spouse is being negative and your family wants nothing to do it, and you're trying to just, message some girl because you like her hat on Instagram in hopes that like maybe she'll like message you about your story, like whatever, like, but the more you have to start that momentum on your own. And once you start it, the people that are meant to be a part of it, the people that are also, ready to run. And I think that is, number one thing. If I could go back in my business, I've learned so much, but I was that way. I got into management mode and got stuck there for longer than I care to admit, because I thought like, oh, well, maybe if I just like do another training or do another Zoom or post something else on my team page, someone's just going to see it and be like, oh, money signs, I need diamonds, and I'm just going to run. Like, and it that didn't happen. But it is because like people have to decide that they want to run on their own. And I know for me, what inspires me the most is seeing other people. And I was talking to someone about this the other day, when I look up at top 150, the top leaders in our company, I don't look at them and say like, oh, I want to be them. Like, I want to be Jacquie. I look at Jacquie and I'm like, if this girl can do it, like, so can I. Like, she's normal. Like, there's nothing different between me and her. And like, I think that's sometimes where people get stuck in that comparison. And it's like, no. Like, you don't want to live the same life as Jade. I mean, you might want to have some of the things Jade has, but like I look at Jade and I'm like, all right, if Jade can do it, then I can do it. I'll never forget the first time I met Jade in person. And I was like, you got to Ambassador Diamond in 2 years? Like, that is literally just the utmost like inspiration, because it's true that everyday normal people, it just, how hungry are you? And that's what it comes down to. Are you willing to go on YouTube and look up your own, like figure out how to, I mean, when Instagram stories came out, I went on YouTube and I was like, how to vlog, because I knew that vlogging was going to be a little bit similar to having to show my life through Instagram stories now. Like, I tell my team, like, sometimes you have to think outside of the box. And I think that is the people that are successful in this business are the people that were like, maybe I'm not super creative, but like, I'm just going to try. Like, I'm just going to try this. What the worst that happens is like, it doesn't work. So, oh my gosh. Okay. So then you go diamond and you're like on fire. You're just like, oh my gosh, license to print money. I'm a diamond now. This is my dream. Cross it off my dream board. And then you're like, I'm so ready for double. Like, bring it on. And you know that, in order to be double, you need a diamond leader and an emerald leader. So when you were in that position, how did you teach leadership to those spots on your chart? Like, how were you teaching them, like, okay, because you'd already gone emerald. So like, how are you teaching that emerald? Like, okay, now you need to like check in with your team and like, you know what I mean? Like the leadership qualities that the rank brings.
Yeah. So I apply layered leadership very strongly throughout my team. I just, if I am placing it, when I build charts, I place always, like I'm always placing wherever to promote. And I just go to someone, I say, okay, I'm going to put this person on your chart. I let them know that I'm going to train them. I'm going to take care of them, but I'm going to put us in a group chat. And I introduce and I say, this is blah, blah, blah. This is another leader on my team, Allie. We are both a resource for you, for this business. So I'm going to be your point of contact, but if you ever can't get a hold of me, Allie's here for you. And then I don't even start training my new distributor until they're in the group chat, because I want my emerald to see how I'm talking. I want them to see, I want them to see how I'm dealing with it. And I tell them, if they're enrolling distributors, if you don't know the answer to something, don't get them to ask me. You come and ask me, so then you can relay that back and you guys are building that trust.
No, that's really, really smart and really, like simplified. And I think that, I was reading one of the comments in the chat, and I think that was another mistake that, not a mistake, but something that I learned through, is that just because, you enroll a lot of distributors, which I do, I always was like, well, I have to put them somewhere. But just because you enroll someone and then put 5 people under them and are like, hey, you started 7 seconds ago and like, I need you to go Ruby in 30 days for my chart. Like, I'm talking to everybody that's been in this situation before. Like, you can't expect someone just because you give them 5 distributors to step up and be like, all right, I check in with them every day. It is literally just teaching them You know what I mean? Like, and that is duplicatable. That is so duplicatable in every single aspect, you know, to have that layered leadership, because the friendships and, you know, I always say that sometimes I think it's better, you know, that my teammates know they have other people they can reach out to, because I'm not perfect. Like I'm learning something new every day in this business. And I want people to ask other people's opinions. That's how I learned. You know what I mean? Like I'd watch a Jade video, then I'd watch a Tiffany Hurd video, then I try different things. And so it really is just, you know, learning, teaching them, and not expecting someone who started 7 seconds ago to know how to hold their own Zoom training for their 5 distributors that they didn't even enroll themselves. Like there has to be a method to that layered leadership. So I love that. Okay. So let's see. All right. So now you are double diamond and you're just like, yeah, you're just like, oh gosh. Like, and now you're about to go triple. Okay. And this is another question that's more like, I'm curious about the answer, but like when you were going triple or double or diamond for that matter, what did you expect from the people in your promotion boxes? And I want you to be honest. Like, what was your, like, I expect you to do this. Like, what were your expectations for the people on your triple chart that were going emerald, that were going diamond, that were going double?
Well, first, what I would do, if I'm looking at a chart, I'm looking at everybody in the promotion box. And I find, is the emerald running? Yes. Is the rubies running? Yes. Executives, whatever. Yeah, sometimes, you know, I look who's running.
Right.
And I ask them, I say, listen, I'm ready to build with you now, like now, but I explain, like it's like a business contract. This is what I'm going to do for you. And this is what this is a business, this is like a mutual business relationship. Right. If they are not working, I look at other options. So if there's another option where I can maybe pull somebody up, I will do that. But at the end of the day, if I'm looking to promote, nobody is going to stop me. That's truly how I feel. That is honestly how I feel. I promoted to diamond with most people's website turned off. So the second that you get there and you're like, okay, I'm going to go diamond, that just means that this emerald needs to enroll 2 rubies and the ruby needs to enroll. Like the second you start doing that, you're wasting time. You need to come in with the mentality that I'm not waiting for anybody to do anything. When I'm charting, I'm not even really following up with my teams too much, like with what their charts are. Like I have a few key people that I'm checking in with, but right. At the end of the day, like when it comes time for me to go to my promotion, I don't expect anything from anybody. But what I will say is I have rock stars on my team, and I have people that push through and come through. And there are people that, you know, maybe they weren't in a promotion spot now, or they're at the end of the day, I'm always going to build my business, right? That's what we're all here for. Mm-hmm. But the beautiful thing about building my business is I get to choose who, you know, we get to choose who we run with. So I just look for qualities of people that are like leadership, they're doing this. And if someone says they're not doing it, I'm like, it's your loss, man. Like I'll fill your 400 volume box, but I will never promote with you again. That's just me. That's just me petty though. So.
No, I mean, that really does make sense. And, you know, I was talking to my upline today, and I was talking about, you know, I've been getting on the phone with a lot of people before enrolling them. And I'm very guilty. Like I said, I've learned a lot of things in this business, but I have, you know, filled out like someone's diamond chart like 5 times in hopes that like maybe this time's a charm. Like, and it's not that, like, I believe in them, and I know that anybody, you know, any random person off the street is capable of becoming an ambassador diamond in this business. It's not that I don't, you know, see that potential in them, because I see that potential in everybody. But I think that there's something to be said, like you said, that at the end of the day, if I'm going triple diamond, then I'm going triple diamond, and I'm going to figure it out. And so instead of, you know, trying to like rebuild this leg and rebuild this leg and rebuild this leg, because at the end of the day, I mean, like it is hard to be double and triple and presidential with like one person enrolling loyal customers on your team. Like you know what I mean? Like volume wise. So I think that at the end of the day, like you said, like that is what it is. You are going to have people that come into your business and show up the same way you show up for your business. And those are going to be your people that you're like, I don't even need to worry about her. I know that she's going diamond. Like, she's got it. Like, she's enrolling loyal customers. She's enrolling distributors. And then for those other boxes on your chart that, you know what I mean? Like, there's always someone to pull up. And I remember going through, you know, for anybody that's ever been through a hard moment in their business, but I remember going to Jade and being like, will I ever stop having to rebuild my third leg? Like, I make a joke and I'm like, when I go triple, I'm going to write a book about how to build a third leg, because it has been, I mean, so long story short, I keep saying that, but I went to her and I was like, will I ever like just be able to stop like trying to rebuild? And she's like, that's what this business is. Like, you're always going to be building another Ruby. So like, and I was like, oh yeah. So you mean like when you go ambassador, you don't just like kick your feet up and like hang out all day? Like, she's like, yeah. You know what I mean? And I think that sometimes I think that people have like a misconstrued conception of like, oh, you get to ambassador and kick your feet up. And like, granted, I know there are probably some people that do that, but I know, you know, for Jade, like, she's still hustling and she's still building, you know, a Ruby leg. She's still helping someone get to Emerald. So regardless of, you know, the differences in me and Jade's paychecks, she's still doing the same thing that I'm doing right now. And I think that that is a very humbling thing to know for everybody on here, that the people in this business that are working their butts off are also dealing with people that have quit, are also dealing with people that got $1,000 bonus and then didn't answer your text the next day. And now we're like, you just earned $1,000 bonus. Like, what happened? Like, that happens. It happens to all of us. Yeah. And I guess, you know, the way that you rebound back from that, it's not easy, but if you can build up, like you said, like, I just love that you have a business mentality. Like you said, I love the friendships. And, you know, I think sometimes I may treat my business more like a picnic in a park than like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, oh, we're like, yeah, like, let's go Ruby. Like, let's do this. Like, because I want to be everyone's friend and I want to be liked and I want to be inspiring and I want everybody to like feel like they can connect with me. But at the end of the day, like, I started this so that I could retire my boyfriend. So I can't wait around for Sally to decide if she wants to enroll a loyal customer for me to retire my boyfriend. So
exactly.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
One more thing, actually, I want to just add one more thing to that I found has really helped me while you're building. So even as a Ruby, if you're first building your Ruby chart, oh, my foot's asleep. Give me one sec. Okay. Oh my goodness. Okay, building a Ruby chart. So this is your Ruby chart. You enroll your first distributor right here. Now for me, I never put all of my eggs into one basket, okay? So a lot of people, what they do is they enroll distributor number 2. They're putting them there. I don't do that. I put distributor number 2 right underneath. And I do that because what if this person all of a sudden signs 2 distributors?
Yeah.
And then what if this person signs a distributor? This person is way closer to Ruby, right? So instead of building wide, I build deep. And because of that, you know, at double, we were making Prez pay because all the way down, we were like, it was just stack of teams going this way instead of this way.
Yeah. No, I mean, that is like, as far as like money goes, and I think that there's something to be said, which is why everyone's like, get to diamond as fast as you can. Because I know that like, even like with diamond paychecks, with double paychecks, like, there's a difference. Like, it's not just like, I mean, obviously it's not just like a $400 paycheck anymore, but like, you can see in your commissions where you're making money from. And you know, I think that, you know, as much as I don't believe in like, oh, stack 7 people under someone to keep them at 400, like, you know, whatever, everyone has different charting advice. Yeah. But at the end of the day, like, it that makes sense what you just said, because if you know, go 3 wide, I mean, this is kind of over some people's heads, but no, I think that's a really good point. And I never really thought about it that way, looking at a Ruby chart, you know?
It changed the game. Like, honestly, it made a huge difference in building Rubies, because more often than not, that second person, like, you never know, right? And so then you're not wasting, but then in terms of charting those, anyways, if you're building a Ruby, you have no idea what we're talking about, just whenever you do enroll a distributor, just reach out to your upline, because like, placement is helpful for sure. Yeah. Like, when you're promoting.
No, it totally is. And I think too, like, that's why it's also important to, like she said, go on YouTube and look up a Ruby chart, because it took me, I mean, up until I was a diamond, I would still like go to my upline and be like, do you think I should put her here or here? Because not because I didn't know per se, but because I always wanted two sets of eyes, because I knew that like maybe if I wasn't seeing something, she could see something that's like, wait a minute, what if we put it here instead? And so you guys, you know, when you're enrolling, you do want to take advantage of your upline and their advice, but you don't want to just use them as a crutch and know that every time I message Allie, she's going to tell me where to put it and I don't have to do any thinking for myself, because your chart is your roadmap. And if you don't start to grasp the concept of how the chart works and how the chart works as far as getting paid, you're never truly going to understand what your paychecks could be if you utilize your chart and your compensation plan. So, okay, 2 more questions. The first one is, we have an amazing event coming up, and I'm just going to like, I can't wait to see you. I can't wait to see so many people. Just, oh my gosh, conference is like Christmas. It's just, you can't explain it until you've been in that arena and sat in those seats, and then you're like, oh, I get why everyone's like so hype about it now, because it's literally like, you can't explain how magical it is. But talk to me about events. What is, if someone, you know, just started a couple days ago and they're, you know, they're like, okay, there's this like conference thing, I don't really understand, like, well, I don't really have money, like I started because I'm broke. Like, talk to me about events.
So I'll be honest with you guys. I had never gone to an event before Green Carpet. And when I had the mentality, I just didn't need events. I was like, I'm 100% going to build on social. I'm pretty like, what's the word? Like in my bubble. Like yeah. I don't do well in crowds, you know, I just, and that's not me. You know, I'm that's not me. And then when we ended up winning Surf and Turf, Mike was like, you know, we're meeting in Florida. We're like, well, might as well go to Green Carpet. And well, I cried the whole time. Like literally we had to go for like lunch with Mark, and Cammy was like, do you need a second? Like, do you need to step outside? Like, it was overwhelmingly the best experience of my whole life. Yeah. And I came back for 100% a different person. I learned so much. I think the biggest thing is being around all these different types of people. Like I remember Mark said, Ambassador Diamonds, get up to the stage. And I'm like looking around and all these people, like old, young, male, female, different, you know, races, like just everything, like from everywhere. And I'm like, what do you mean they all make $50,000 a month? Like, who are these? Like, it's like Joe Smo just like walking up, you know, like, just like all these random people. And being around that, you guys, you don't know that you need conference until you go there. That's all I'll say. Like, you need to, like, whatever you need to do to get there, you need to get there. And this is coming from someone that, you know, if you're on my team, you know, I've never pushed any event ever in my whole life until I came home from an event.
Yeah, no, it's so true. And it was funny. The first event that I went to was the It Works cruise. And so you had to like earn a spot on the cruise. So like, first of all, I was just like super proud of myself. I went with my upline. And I remember walking on the cruise and having a couple of their, you know, specially made It Works drinks at the bar. And I started looking around, and I was just like, in true, like typical Allie fashion, like literally like that lady is my grandmother's age. And here she is talking about how she's like a triple diamond. I'm like, literally all different types of people. And it was when I got off of that cruise that I was like, oh my God, like literally anyone can find success in this business if you're willing to work hard enough. And I mean, like, I think that it was just a completely, you're right. I was kind of the same way. I literally only went on the cruise because I was like, well, it's a free cruise and I've never been on a cruise. So like, but I didn't go to conference that year. And it's life-changing to be around those people, especially if, you know, you're someone on here who maybe has a lot of toxic relationships in your life, or you've dealt with a lot of things. Like, I know for me, it was like, oh my gosh, like I felt like I didn't really have any friends before I started It Works. And then I started, you know, gaining friends. And even at my first conference, you know, I only had a couple of my sidelines there with me, but it was like, oh my gosh, these are real friends. And they like really care about me. And like, even though, you know, I've never met them in person before, I feel like we have been best friends for like my whole life. So yeah, events are huge. That's crazy. Like, I can't believe that you went to Surf and Turf. Where you're like freaking out. Like, you're like, I haven't even hit your 2-year mark, and you're like hanging out with Mark on his
Yeah, it was like overwhelming.
Yeah,
Like,
I can
yeah.
imagine.
But, you know, it made me, I really believe that I was put there for, like, I believe that happened for a reason, because just getting to talk to Mark one-on-one without like bawling my eyes out, like, definitely left a great impression. Like, so weird. But it was just, yeah, it's just, we guys were I just know we're in the right spot. Like, there's no wishy-washy. Like, you meet these people and you're just like, wow, you really just want everybody to be debt free. Like, that's what they want, you know? And it's just, it's crazy, because it's like, you know, I look at all these people around from there, like, just being around them, and I'm like, we all have the opportunity, like, you know. And it's crazy because when we went there, we had hit an income goal that way surpassed anything I had ever was on my dream board. Like, it was just, you know, I had felt like I was like, okay, well, how do I want more than this? You know, like, how can I felt it was very selfish. And I remember we were in the pool with Mark and Mike, and my Mike, and he was just like, he's like, you can have it all. Like, you can have it all. You know, you can have the $14 million island. You can have the private, and it's not all about the materialistic, but because of this business, not only do you have the freedom of the materialistic things if you want, but you guys, it's the time. Like, that's what I took from that trip. Like, how long do we, and I'm not trying to knock a 9-to-5, but how long do we spend of our life working so hard for somebody else to make their dreams come true? What I realize is we have the tools just right here to work so hard for yourself so your dreams can come true. Like, that's what this is about. And like, you need to know, like, a lot of people come into this, me being one of them, just, I'm not worth this. I'm not worth having that money. I'm not worth being at the top of this company. I'm not worth anything. Like, you are. Like, you're like, that's, sometimes I just want to like shake my team. I'm like, can't you just feel the love I'm trying to give to you right now? Like, you deserve this. You know? But
Yes.
I just can't.
Yeah. No, that kind of like, that leads into my last question. And someone said a while back, like, you know, because everyone's like, well, how do you dream more? Like, when you're in that spot of going from triple to Prez and Prez to ambassador. And like, when you're a Ruby, like, you're like, oh, I can dream for more. Like, you know what I mean? Because like $500, you're like, I'm trying to make a full-time income. However, I once heard someone say that like, the more money you make in this business, literally the more people that you're helping. Like, the more money, the more income, the more people you've helped. And like, it's just so surreal to see that like, my boyfriend was put in this new position at work and he loves it, and he's kind of like the boss of things, and like, he's like putting in, like, he's going in early. He's like busting his butt. He's like covering for the other guys when they're not doing what they're supposed to. He's like handing out like, you know, written citations. Like, Matt is like, you know, killing this new job. And like, I'm like, did you get a raise? And he's like, well, like, not yet. And I'm like seeing him put in all this work, and I'm just like, you're getting paid the same thing that you were getting paid when like you were literally twiddling your thumbs, like watching YouTube. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, Matt's a hard worker, but it's just, when you're in this business for a while, you forget like what it's like, you know, once you retire yourself to like have a 9-to-5, but like, you're right. How much longer? Like, how much longer do you want to build someone else's dream? And I think that if you could go back to Ruby and sit yourself down, what would you tell yourself? Like, what would you say to the Jacquie who was Ruby, you know, thinking that triple diamond was like magical unicorn status, and like, you had to give yourself a pep talk?
If I could give myself a pep talk, I would say, for one, nobody else's opinions are ever going to pay your bills, so get that off the table right now. Someone like, you can be respectful, but like, sorry, it's like, you know what I mean? Like, some people let that shit drag on for, sorry, excuse my mouth. Oh, I see it.
Oh, you're good.
Some people let that drag on for too long. They let people and their negativity, like, my advice, I let someone be rude to me one time on my Facebook. I politely deleted it and sent them a nice, friendly, passive-aggressive message that says, please do not, you know. They do it again, they're gone. So I would say that, just focus on your business. No one else's opinions are ever going to cut you a check. I would say, you know, just get out there. Don't be scared. Don't fear things. Like, what's the worst that's going to happen? People don't do things because of the fear. You know, I used to remember, like, I was so scared to do a live video, and I didn't do it for so long because I was sitting there in my head like, okay, well, what if I do this? Like, what if this happens? what does that do? Like, you know, just stop making excuses. I guess the thing is just, I would just tell myself for the times that I did get in my own way to just move out of your own way. The only thing standing between you and what you want, whatever that is, more than likely is you. You're the reason. You're the story that you're telling yourself as to why you can't do it. Oh, I have 3 kids. I work 6 jobs. You know, I'm in a new town. Whatever all the excuses are, I can just tell you there's someone out there that has it worse off than you, that is rocking this business with people that they don't know, that they met off social media because they learned how to be consistent on their phone. So you got to just be able to do what most people won't do for longer than most people will. And the time is going to pass anyway. That's what I would tell myself. Like, the time is going to pass anyways. How many years have you looked back on your New Year's resolution and you're like, damn, like year 4, still haven't been to the gym. Like, you know, don't do that with this. Don't do this. Don't do that with this. Do that with the other. Don't do that with money.
Dude, that's so good. And it's crazy because I literally was like listening to you and I just looked over, and when we did our Facebook Live, you said something that I'd never heard like said the way that you said it. And it totally was just like, oh my God, I need to write this down before I forget. And I literally wrote down, negative people are loud, because that's what you said. You said the negative people are the loud ones, the ones that are crushing their goals, the ones that are, you know, making their dream boards, you know, talking strategy with their team, getting on trainings, reading books. Those of us that are like invested in our future, we're not the ones that are like running our mouths on Facebook. We're talking about, running our mouths about some reps, but like, you know what I mean? We're not the ones talking about the drama. We're not the ones talking about, oh, you know, poor me, I don't have this. We're the ones sitting there because we know that literally manifestation, like, it is just so dang real. And I think that, like you said, you went triple fast. You know what I mean? And like, I was talking to someone today and I said, you know, time is part of the journey. We cannot speed up time. And I can't tell you how many times, because I am very open and like, I guess, real about my own working on going triple. But like, I spent 16 months at Double Diamond getting in my own way. And in the time that I sat from Double Diamond still working on going triple, you joined a business, went diamond, did all these things, became number 8. Like, and I truly believe it's because you never, not that you didn't ever, but like, you came in and was just like eyes down, laser focused. You didn't once stop to look around and be like,
no.
And I honestly believe that's what is the worst thing you could do for your business, is to stop and look around and be like, am I a good leader? Am I good at this? Do I know what I'm doing? Because,
it's just this way. This is the analogy I'll always use until I'm smart enough to come up with another one. If you are at the beginning of your business, okay, you need to treat your momentum like an airplane taking off the runway. You've probably heard this one before. Sorry, guys. Okay, so I'm just going to go over it again in case anybody hasn't heard this great analogy that I have together. Okay, so pretend you are like, you're an airplane, right? And you're trying to get off the ground to go up, right? You're never going to go if you start and stop and start and stop. You have to have hard, strong, fast, don't be a perv, anybody, momentum as you go up. I'm just joking. See, I shouldn't be allowed to do these.
So good.
I try. I'm like, don't say it, Jackie. Don't say it. I say it. Okay. You gotta have that hard momentum before you get off the ground. It's true, right? You can't expect to get off the ground before you do those things. So when you start in your business, don't be looking left. Doesn't matter what anybody else is doing. People used to try and sit me down and be like, listen, my aunt's dog's cousin's friend tried this business 4 years ago.
Intervention.
Right? And it's like, they're not me. They're just not me. And you have to come into that mentality, and you have to fake it till you make it. Because I tell you, when I came into this business with that mentality, the confidence, it was fake. Like, I had no idea what I was doing. Mm-hmm. People would ask me about it and I'd be like, yeah, dude, I'm going diamond. And I'd be like, what is a diamond? Like, you just have to keep going. You have to keep going. The key to having a successful, strong business, when times are good, you work really hard. When times are just not so good, you're working, like, that momentum has to stay straight across. If you're not moving forward, you're not plateauing, you are moving backwards. Mm-hmm. So don't look left, don't look right, don't question anything. I'm telling you guys, if you want to do this, figure out what your goal is. Where are you going in the next give yourself a 90-day push. Where are you going in the next 90 days? What kind of income do you want to make? What does that rank look like for you? figure that out, roadmap yourself there, and do not stop. You guys, every single day, I'm going to show you guys here. I don't know if I can share my screen. In my phone, every single day, you guys, I have a list of things that I do every day, regardless of what in my life happens. I don't know. Did I just get really off topic?
No, I mean, well, we were talking about airplanes momentum, but like you're saying, like even on your busiest days, you have a list because you're busy too.
I have a list every single day, and that ensures me that everything that I'm doing is income producing. So if you're at the beginning of your business and you're like, I know I want to do this, but you're just not sure where to even start, this is my advice for you. Print out a Ruby chart if you haven't been there yet. Figure out how many distributors you're going to need, how many customers you're going to need. Figure out how to do those things. Go on YouTube. Be resourceful. Go on YouTube. We're not saying that because we don't want to teach you. We're saying go on YouTube because you're going to hear wording from someone that they use that you write down. There's so many things. If you're not on YouTube, you're just missing out so much. And then compile a list of all the things that are going to help you accomplish your goal, right? So if you guys want me to just share my list with you, I can share with what I do every day.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is our team. As a team, we do this every single day. Every day we complete this list. Okay. So for one, we're following 500 people on Instagram. Okay, we're growing our network on Instagram. That is income producing. So if you use Captivate for an iPhone, you're just going to add 500 into the queue. You're going to search for businesses, stores, universities, sports teams, anything that has an interest to you, and you're going to follow their followers. Allie likes, to rescue dogs. Go to a dog rescue place in every single state and follow other people that like to rescue dogs. Number 2, we're unfollowing followers that don't follow us on Instagram. So if you're using Captivate, you can do that through this app. If you have an Android, there is an app called Unfollowers Plus that will allow you to take from the bottom people that don't follow you. Post a minimum of 2 lifestyle posts per day. Okay, so if you don't know what a lifestyle post is, or if you're just want some more clarification on it, I just recorded a really good video that I put up on my YouTube, and then my team was like, yes, they were just like, this makes sense. So maybe take a look at that if you don't know, but making that every single day, because you have to remember, nobody just knows that you have a business. You have to put it in front of them every day, twice a day, at least 2 product posts every single day. Again, choose your 5 to 8, post about them every day in your story, on your timeline, but make sure you're also posting about those products. Because if you're posting about the shake, posting about the greens, the people that you've shake, they're not interested. They want the shake, so do that. Post every hour to your Insta story. There are a ton of stories you can use on our team page okay, so for Insta stories, I'm just posting them as often as I can, right? Get polls up there. Get people interacting with you. Allie is the king at, hers are so mine are just they're very, it works, just by mistake, they need to have more in there. Allie's is someone that you're going to watch. You are going to interact with her page because they're funny. Message 30 people a day for host to post. I'm going to make that 50. Let's be real. Message 50 a day on Instagram. So every day, you're talking to 50 new people on Facebook. You're talking to 50 new people on Instagram. And at the same time, you're growing your network. Follow up with potentials that you talked to yesterday. So a little tip, if I can just throw this in here, that I do for me, I'm super unorganized. I try to do the book thing. I try to do all the things that other really organized people do. It just doesn't work for me. In my notes phone, anytime it tells me one time they're interested. As soon as they tell me they're interested, they're just in my phone as name, PLC, product. And so I just scroll down this list every couple days and I literally just go to them. They're just all there. I watch 1 YouTube video a day, no matter what. We have a team thread in our page called Videos to Watch. So it's a really good resource for if you watch a good video, someone can just throw it in the comments, and it's just a place for people know to go to. Posting a valuable or interactive post, which Allie is also really good at. You're so good at the things that get people talking, right? People don't want to just hear about it works all day and then 30 minutes of personal development. I'm telling you, our team has done this list every day for 16 days for a 90-day push, and we have close, I think it's almost 400 or 500 entries. Do this I tell my team, do this every day regardless of the results you get, because the consistency of it is what is going to bring you those results come boom season.
Well, and that's the whole thing is that after looking at that list, I think honestly, if like the world was blowing up and we had volcanoes exploding and it was like doomsday, I could still get those things done as I'm running around like trying to like protect my house from zombies. That is the biggest thing that I can recommend for anybody that's new is do not try and set unrealistic goals for yourself, because I think that's the worst thing, to be like, all right, I'm going to message 1,700 people a day. And then like you get to the first day and you're like, I messaged 7 and I'm really tired. You know what I mean? Like when you set unrealistic goals, and you guys, I want like, this is something that I learned a couple months ago and I keep repeating it because I think that it so needs to be said, but your confidence is not what other people think of you. It's not what your neighbor thinks of you, your mom, your brother, your dad. That's not where your confidence comes from. Your confidence comes solely from being able to keep promises to yourself. And when I heard that, it was like a light bulb, because I looked around at some of the people in my life and said, they are struggling to keep a promise to themselves. They keep telling themselves, I promise I'm going to go Ruby this month. I promise I'm going to go Ruby this month. And then they don't. And then they beat themselves up and they get really down, and then they get in a funk. And then all of a sudden it's like 2 weeks and they haven't posted. And like, it's this spiral. So if you can start by keeping little promises to yourself, you know, for not even 90 days, do it for 30 days. For 30 days, I'm going to make sure that every single day I post, you know, 2 lifestyle posts, and every single day I'm going to make sure I follow and I set up my Captivate. Start with small promises to yourself. And then the more that you can keep promises, the more results you're going to see regardless. And then you're going to be like, oh, okay, I don't care what anyone else thinks about me, because I think I'm a badass because I just like did all my tasks and enrolled a loyal customer. Like, you don't care if your neighbor thinks it's cool that you enrolled a loyal customer. My neighbor doesn't care. I think it's cool that I enrolled a loyal customer. Like, I'm pumped for myself. So, oh my gosh, this was just so good. I'm so excited to get up on my YouTube. I mean, I'm just super appreciative of you doing this. And I think it is so cool just to see that, like, literally anyone can do this, and everybody's journeys are different. Doesn't, you know, mean that anyone's better than anyone else. It means that, you know, you got to triple, and maybe that is because God needed you to come do the Zoom and for me, and now I'm just gonna like go triple. You know what I mean? Like,
no, I do. Honestly, I do. Like, it's, you guys, like, just don't give up. Like, you know, it's just don't give up. Like, it really is. You're gonna have ups and lows in your business, you know, and it's hard sometimes because on social media, like, man, what a lovely thing to hate, you know? Like, it's just, it's easy to compare, you know? You see it's the iceberg effect, but like, I honestly, like, I'm looking at people on the Zoom and I'm like, there is no reason that you cannot be at the top of this company. Like there's just no reason. Like, you get to decide. Network marketing is the only industry. Well, I don't know if it's the only, but it's one of the only industries. It doesn't matter you could have $99,000 in your bank right now. You could have 99 cents. Doesn't matter. You can't just walk in and be a doctor, you know, and they'll be like, well, did you go to school? Do this, do this, do this. No, you can show up here with just grit and determination and like just a want to do better. Like, honestly, the thing is, like, what I'm learning from this business is most people give up way too soon, not just on business, on life, in their diets, their relationships, religion. They give up. You have to be willing to do what most people will not for a longer amount of time than most people would, to be able to live a life that most people can't. So you decide right now if you want to wish for a better life, and you'll know, right? You'll know. Are you sitting there wishing for it, or are you truly working for it? Because in this business, there are no shortcuts. You only cheat yourself. There's no cheating your boss. Trust me, I was the master at that. I was so good. I'm like, that chick's up there at Subway working, like, she is making sandwiches, and I'm in the back eating cookies that I'm pretty sure I'm going to get fired for. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? There is no shortcut. There's no shortcut. You just decide right now. So you guys get off the Zoom, go in the mirror, look at yourself. Are you going to look back in February when we are at conference fired up because we've planted all these seeds? Even if you're not harvesting, you're planting. Conference, you're going to harvest. Or you're going to look back and you're going to be like, damn, I wish I did that. You get to choose.
Dang, I wish I listened to Jackie and Allie. Don't be that person, you guys, okay? Oh my gosh. I'm just so thankful.